Hello, everyone. It's Melissa with Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. I wanted to talk to you today about your inner circle. We all have families that we are born into, and we don't really get a choice about those people. But to a lot of people, your family isn't really the family that you're born into. I mean, yes, they're our birth family, but your true family, your soul family, are the people that you pick to be around on this earth. And the reason that this topic really came up for me today is really two reasons. Number one, I was able to have dinner with one of my really, really good friends. And when I think of having a soul family, he is definitely a person that is a part of my soul family. I know that we picked each other long before we came here because we have been friends since I was 18, I guess, when I met him. He's a little bit younger than me, but we have remained friends since I was 18. And he's one of those people that even if we lose contact for a few months, I think at one time we even lost contact for maybe a few years, we get back together and it is like we pick right back up again from where we left off, like we were never apart. And we are so in sync. We get each other, we have the same sense of humor. We can talk about politics. We both feel the same way there. And it's one of those things where if I feel like I have something to tell him that I think, other people might be very judgmental, he totally is not. And one of the examples I can give you is, I hadn't really seen him much in the last couple of months. And after going through this whole spiritual awakening, I hadn't really talked to him. So I hadn't told him what was going on with me. I told him, oh, I'm writing this book and I have this podcast, and started talking to him about, what I had been studying and what I'm doing. And there's always this hesitation when I tell people what's going on in my life because you never know how someone may react to that. There's always that fear that somebody's going to judge you, which really we shouldn't have because, it doesn't really matter what you do. You shouldn't worry what other people think of you. You have to be who you are. But oftentimes we do end up worrying what other people are going to think about us. But he's always been one of those people that never judged me no matter what I told him. I think I could tell him that I murdered someone and he would just be like, oh, do I need to help you hide the body? No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, we really are on the same wavelength, and he's just a great friend to have. And the other reason that this topic came up for me today is because I have another friend who I've been talking to, and he has been telling me that, he is struggling with trying to figure out when to let go of people or letting go of people who are kind of toxic. People will take advantage of us if we're not careful and if we don't surround ourselves with positive people. Our inner circle has to be filled with people who are looking out for our best interest and who want to raise us up. And oftentimes, I think it's a lesson in life that we have people who come into our lives who want to be part of our inner circle, or maybe who are a part of our inner circle. And if we are people pleasers and we want to always try to be accommodating, those people will take advantage of us. And you don't know who those people really are even until you decide to have strong and healthy boundaries. Because if you have healthy boundaries, the people who are there just for themselves and who are in it only to see what they can get from you will fall away. Because when you have healthy boundaries, those people no longer like being around you because they know that you're not going to put up with their bullshit anymore. You're not going to take it from them. You're not going to give in to them. You're not going to do for them and be taken advantage of. And people who are really just there to see what they can get from you don't like that. That really infringes on their style. Like they're there to see what they can get. And when you no longer give that to them, it's going to make them angry probably, but it's also going to make them drift away from you. And the thing that you have to realize is that that can be very painful. And I know that, especially if you're a person that has a big heart and you're an empath and you feel feelings from other people, that's going to hurt you probably because as empaths, we often want people to like us and we hope people will like us and we want to be people pleasers. But that doesn't really help us. It doesn't do us any good. And if we stay in that mindset, we're just going to attract more people who want to take advantage of us. And when you put up a healthy boundary, when you establish healthy boundaries, those people, their true colors show. There's just no way that they can't show. Those people who constantly ask, can you, would you, will you? It's constantly you doing something for them without really getting a lot in return. And maybe they do things for you every now and then, but if you really sat down and looked at the relationship, you would see that you're the one giving most of the time. Any true relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or just a friendship, should really be 50-50. And I've said this before, there are going to be days where it might be 80-20 because you're having a bad day, you're going through something, and your friend is there for you. But overall, it should be 50-50 because there are days when, your friend might need you more or you might need them more, and that happens. But overall, it should really be 50-50. When you look at your friendships and really look at them, if you notice that your friends really take more than they give, you'll realize when you start setting up those healthy boundaries, when you say no, that's a powerful word. It really, really is. And for a lot of us, that's a difficult word. It was a difficult word for me to say no. And it's so weird because some people have no problem saying no. And I even remember thinking, wow, that person's so rude. They said no. And it's not being rude at all. I don't know why we as empaths have such a hard time saying no. I guess because we want to please everyone else. You have to say no sometimes. I had to go through a whole exercise where I just practiced telling people no. And that is weird for a lot of people. They're like, why do you have a hard time saying no? And honestly, I can't tell you why I have a hard time saying no, but I always did. But it's such a freeing thing to look at someone and say, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. And you don't have to be rude to them. But it's setting up a boundary when you realize that your friend is taking advantage of you. And they call you one more time to say, would you, could you? And you say, no, I don't have time for that. No. You're really saying that you value yourself as much as you value that other person. And you should. You should totally value yourself as much, if not more, than anyone else. And the people who are takers are not going to like that. Because now all of a sudden, you're not so available to help them do whatever it is they need you to do. They are not going to like that at all. And they may lash out at you. Or they may just simply drift away. They may just say, well, I've gotten all I can get from this person and they're no use to me anymore. And that hurts because it feels like you were never valuable to that person. And the truth is, it's really more about them than you. It's not like they're rejecting you. It's just they're moving on to their next victim. Honestly, if you want to look at it that way, they have to find somebody else who will give more than they get. Do you really want to hang on to somebody like that? I mean, I know that we have good friends sometimes that we end up realizing just take advantage of us. and we have to move apart from them, or we at least have to set up boundaries. And whether or not that relationship stays, that's totally up to that person. Because you can keep that friend if they respect your boundary. But oftentimes, the people who really, really take advantage don't respect the boundary. And so they leave because they can't handle that. They don't want to respect your boundary. And you may like them as a person, but it's not worth you being taken advantage of. But it can be painful. And as I said to him, some people are here for a season, and some people are only here for a reason. It is very possible that that person was here to teach you to set boundaries, to stick up for yourself, to realize your worth. That doesn't stop it from being any less painful. And I totally get where he was coming from, because it hurts. When you love someone and you put all of your energy into nourishing a relationship, whether it's a friendship, it could be romantic, whatever, when that person walks away because they're not getting what they wanted anymore, and it's unreasonable to take more than 50% in a relationship, that's not fair. And when they walk away because they're not getting their way anymore, it feels like you were never valued. But the truth is that if they didn't value you, that's not a reflection of you. It's not. That is a reflection of them. Because what kind of person would throw away a friendship or be rude or hateful to someone that they considered a friend simply because you chose to have a boundary, a healthy boundary? That's good for you to have that boundary. And where I'm finally getting to this point with my other friend that I was able to hang out with tonight is that the relationship that he and I have is what I would consider healthy, because if I tell him the craziest things, he's got my back. And vice versa, too. If he came to me and said, I'm going through this, I would have his back. It's a 50-50 thing, and we both know that. And it's awesome. It's great to have friendships like that. Those are so precious. And if you have friendships like that, value those. Because it's not always easy to find friendships like that. And when you think about the people who didn't value you and who choose to walk away, or who lash out at you because you're no longer letting them take advantage of you, you have to realize that that's more about them than it is you. Those people have some sort of insecurity within themselves, or they feel entitled, or something. They're not on the same level as you. They're vibrating at a much lower frequency than you are. Because when you're vibrating on that higher frequency and you are happy with yourself, you don't have to take advantage of other people. You don't feel the need to do that, because you don't have to, you don't have to do that. There's no reason to, because you are perfectly content with yourself, and you know that whatever you need, you can provide. It's nice to have help, but you're not going to bully people into giving it to you. And when we up level and we raise our vibrations, sometimes we shift away from people, and I've said that before. And it's not a coincidence. You are shifting away for a reason. But the good news is, even though you've lost that friendship, that relationship, the universe is making room for you to receive something so much better. It's hard to see that. That saying, it's hard to see the forest past the trees. It's hard to see that the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is setting us up to receive something so much better because you're feeling that pain, you're feeling the loss, you're feeling rejected. But I promise you, something better is headed your way. The reason things have to fall away or fall apart is that so something better can come together for you. And that's just so true. In my life, when I think about things that were chaotic, things that seemed to fall apart, it was always a momentary thing that was setting up something better. When my marriage fell apart, it was setting up a new life for me. I was so miserable. I can't even tell you how miserable I was. I was like a zombie when I was in my marriage. And I just couldn't function. I lost my way. I didn't have a purpose. I didn't know why I was here. And that led me to a career that I loved. And I never would have had that not happened to me. If I had not gone through a breakup several months ago, it would have never led me to the spiritual journey that I'm on now. Because when we become comfortable and complacent, nothing changes. It's all good to be comfortable. The problem is you're just in a state of whatever for the rest of your life. Because when you're comfortable, you're not experiencing anything exciting. We have to be pushed out of our comfort zone sometimes in order to be who we were born to be. Sometimes we can't see that for ourselves. We will not take the risk until we are pushed out there beyond our comfort zone. And a lot of times that is with our friends. We will stick with the same group of people if we're not pushed beyond them. And the problem with that is that if they're on that lower level and they're not learning and growing, they're going to drag you down to their level. You want to surround yourself with people who raise you up. You want to find people that are vibrating on a higher frequency than you because they're going to pull you up to their level. You don't want to spend your life around people who bring you down. They can't teach you anything. They can't help you. You want to be around people who make you a better person. And you want to be that for other people. That person who makes them a better person. But if you're constantly remaining friends with people who aren't doing anything different, they don't change, they don't grow, they don't learn, what are they contributing to your life? Think about it that way. Maybe they taught you something in the short term and you learned that lesson, but now what are they teaching you? You've outgrown them. It still can be painful, but if you look at it from that perspective, it makes sense. We don't want to be around people who keep us stuck where we are. We need people who challenge us, who make us better people. I know that if I go to my friend and say tomorrow, I have this crazy business idea, let's do it, he would be like, oh wow, yeah, I'm in, I'm behind you 100%. Even if he had no clue what I was talking about or where I wanted to go, he supports what I do. And he challenges me to think outside the box. And those are the kind of people that you want to surround yourself with. People who grow with you, not grow away from you. And if someone grows away from you, I'm sorry that you're feeling pain from that, but you need to let them go. Because you don't want them to drag you with them. as they continue to go down. It doesn't make them bad people. You're just not on the same level. And even if that hurts to know that it's going to be okay. You can bless that person, pray that they have a wonderful life, but know that your time with that person has come to an end, because you're not going to be pulled down into the drama, into the things that no longer serve you, because it's just a distraction that's keeping you from living your best life. And you deserve to live the best life possible. You deserve to be so happy. You deserve to be surrounded by people who want to support you, who want to make you feel good about yourself, and who want to help you, not take advantage of you. So I hope that you have a wonderful and beautiful inner circle. If you don't have an inner circle, try to find people who are like-minded. There are a lot of great groups out there on Facebook that you can join where you might meet people. Take a look at your inner circle. Who are those people? Are they lifting you up, or are they dragging you down? It's time to decide. Are you going to set up a healthy boundary, or are you going to let them take advantage of you? Because you are the one holding all of the power. The moment you decide that you are no longer at their mercy, that you're no longer going to do everything they say, when you finally decide to say no, enough, that's when you take back your power. I hope that you will not let anyone take advantage of you. I hope you will surround yourself with beautiful and loving people. I know that I love you all very much. I am sending you so much peace and light. I hope you will be a light for others, and that you attract people who want to be the light for others. People who will lift you up and support you. Be looking out for a purposeful pilgrimage, which will be my 20-day email program that you can subscribe to. I have information about it on my website. My website address will be in the description of this podcast. Again, still working on that book and hoping to have that out soon. If you are interested in Reiki, you're going through some emotional times, any physical pain, having trouble sleeping, consider Reiki. You will be so glad you did. Everyone who does it says that they feel so much better and feel amazing afterwards. Again, you can check out my website for more information about Reiki, or if you need any life coaching, feeling stuck in any area of your life, whether it's your career, your love life, your personal life, I would be so happy to work with you and help you. We all need guidance from time to time. It's just nice to be around people who can help pull us up to a higher level. I hope you have a fantastic day. I will talk to you again soon. Goodbye.